Every moment the robber beauty rises in a different shape, ravishes the soul and disappears. Every instant that loved one assumes a new garment, now of eld, now of youth. Now he plunged into the heart of the substance of the potter's clay. The spirit plunged like a diver. Anon he rose from depths of mud that is molded and baked. Then he appeared in the world. He became Noah, and at his prayer the world was flooded while he went into the ark. He became Abraham and appeared in the midst of the fire, which he turned to roses for his sake. For a while he was roaming on the earth to pleasure himself. I don't think that means what people could think that means. Then he became Jesus and ascended to the dome of heaven and began to glorify God. In brief, it was he that was coming and going in every generation thou hast seen, until at last he appeared in the form of an Arab and gained the empire of the world. What is it that transferred? What is transmigration in reality? The lovely winter of hearts became a sword and appeared in the hand of Ali and became the slayer of the time. No, no, for 'twas even he that was crying in human shape, An al-Haq. The one who mounted the scaffold was not Mansur. Halaj is often called Mansur, which is properly the name of his father, though the foolish imagined it. Rumi hath not spoken and will not speak words of infidelity. Do not disbelieve him. Whosoever shows disbelief is an infidel and one of those who have been doomed to hell. Misbeliever, I'm sure is the word here. Unfaithfulness is certainly not the thing, but I think we don't have that word in Rumi's poems like that either. Although in Western and Central Asia, where the Persian kings were regarded by their subjects as gods, and where the doctrines of incarnation and anthropomorphism and metempsychosis are indigenous, the idea that of the God-man was neither so unfamiliar nor unnatural as to shock the public consciousness very profoundly. Halaj had formulated that idea in such a way that no mysticism calling itself Muslim could tolerate, much less adopt it. To assert that the divine and human natures may be interfused and commingled, Hulul was not understood in this sense by Halaj. Masignon, page 199 of what was previously mentioned. Though the verses quoted on page 151 readily suggest such an interpretation, Halaj, I think, would have agreed with Eckhart, who said, "The word I am none can truly speak, but God alone." That the personality in which the eternal is immanent has itself a part in eternity. Okay? Christian Mysticism, page 149 notes. Would have been to deny the principle of unity on which Islam is based. The subsequent history of Sufism shows how deification was identified with unification. The antithesis, God, man, melted away in the pantheistic theory, which has been explained above. Page 79. There is no real existence apart from God. Man is an emanation or a reflection or a mode of absolute being. What he thinks of as individuality is in truth not being. It cannot be separated or united, for it does not exist. Man is God, yet with a difference. According to Ibn al-Arabi, Masignon, same source, page 183, the eternal and the phenomenal are two complementary aspects of the one, each of which is necessary to the other. The creatures are the external manifestation of the Creator, and man is God's consciousness seer as revealed in creation. But since man, owing the limitations of his mind, cannot think all objects of thought simultaneously, and therefore express only a part of the divine consciousness, he is not entitled to say An al-Haq I am God. He is a reality, but not the reality. We shall see that the other Sufis, Jalaluddin Rumi, for example, in their ecstatic moments, at any rate, ignore this rather subtle distinction. The statement that in realizing the non-entity of his individual self, the Sufi realizes his essential oneness with God, sums up the Muslim theory of deification in terms with which my readers are now familiar. I will endeavor to show what more precise meaning may be assigned to it, partly in my own words and partly by means of illustrative extracts from various authors. Several aspects of Fana have already been distinguished. Page 60 and 61. The highest of these, the passing away of the divine essence, is fully described by Nafari, who employs instead of Fana and Fani, self-knotted, the terms waqfat, signifying the cessation from search, and waqif, i.e. the one who desists from seeking and passes away, and the object sought. Here are some of the chief points that occur in the text and commentary. Waqfat is luminous. It expels the dark thoughts of otherness, just as the light banishes darkness. It changes the phenomenal values of all existent things into their real and eternal values. Hence, the Waqif transcends time and place. He enters every house, and it contains him not. He drinks from every well, but is not satisfied. Then he reaches me, and I am his home, and his abode is with me. That is to say, he comprehends all the divine attributes and embraces all mystical experiences. He is not satisfied with the name's attributes, but seeks the named. He contemplates the essence of God and finds it identical with his own. He does not pray. Prayer is from man to God, but in Waqfat there is nothing but God. The Waqif leaves not a wreck behind him, nor any error except God.